Good now, everybody. Today we're playing Styx, the Master of Shadows, a very heavily story-driven, stealth-based game where you play as this goblin creature that wants to steal the heart of a magical tree that is being guarded by a city that was actually built around it. There's a lot of cool concepts in this game. There's a lot of cool, just like ideas, and there's some cool mechanics in the actual gameplay too. I streamed this game on Twitch, and if you guys want to check that out, just let me know in the comment section and I'll post those streams. But this is just kind of like a little highlight of the game because I really liked it. I thought it was really cool, so I wanted to share it with you guys.
Not a bad hideout, Ozcan. It's dripping with just enough moisture to save me from getting parched lips. This might sound strange, but can you remind me how we met?
You're right. It does sound strange. You must have taken a nasty blow to the noggin. It's lucky we met. Especially for you. You wanted to know some stuff, and I wanted to recover some stuff. You're good at stealing, I'm good at dealing. It didn't take long to come to an understanding. That's how it works in the bowels.
Yeah, it's coming back to me. I think. Listen. I gotta get to the Arkanash archives. Any idea of the best way to get there?
The library, eh? I can show you the way through the sewers, yeah. But what can someone like you do in there? I know it's none of my business, right?
I'm looking for a map of the atrium. I can't always rely on the guidance of a blind old man.
The plans, eh? In that case, one of my men... You just have to follow them.
Understood. And while we're on the subject, you know a safe way out of this tower? When I'm done here, I don't plan on hanging around longer than I have to.
You want to leave the atrium? You could hop on an airship, but you'd still have to know when one is leaving. It can be months before the order is given to send one.
So, who gives the orders?
I don't know. It's paperwork. It's irritating, you understand? I don't like to strain my eyes, but I happen to know that all the signed orders are stored in the transport office. You could forge one to suit your plans.
I'll try it. Thanks for the info. Well, I'm off.
Oh, wait. If you wanted to thank me, you could maybe bring me back something from the library?
Go on.
I've heard that a renowned treatise on alchemy is hidden there. The kind of book that's so radical that it was placed under a glass cover.
Good. If I find it, I'll bring it back for you. See you later.
One last thing. You're the rough and ready type, aren't you? If I were to ask you to eliminate someone for me, would you do it? Quietly, without making waves?
You're starting to ask a lot. If I do it, it better be worth it for me.
Don't worry, I fully understand that my eternal gratitude will not suffice. Anyway, in the docks, should you cross the path of a labourer called Godbert, make sure he has a little accident. I didn't appreciate it when...
Enough with a life story. We do some business, that's fine by me, as long as you pay. See you later. Well, let's go to the embassy for this airship business. Then I'll go to the archives to look for the maps.
You better not die before I've been able to take care of you. Answer the governor.
Who told you of the existence of these plans? Who told you where they were? Speak!
Who? Everyone. And no one. Sometimes you just have to listen to people thinking. And you think so hard, you humans. You prattle on all day long inside your little skulls.
What are you going on about? Listen to people thinking.
You still hadn't understood? All those desperates who had the bad idea to taste amber. I hear their thoughts. I hear everything they think. And the elves, they're like me. They hear your guards thinking that they'd hope for a bit less boredom thanks to a small dose of this golden poison. It appears that smuggling is doing well. The elves have had your tower under surveillance since the beginning, Barrowman.
Lies! You're making it up.
Oh, really? Yet I can clearly hear your torturer thinking that this morning he sold the pipe of a prisoner to be able to pay for a little smuggled amber. And also that his balls are itching.
There is no contraband in Akanash. Consummation of amber is prohibited. You're talking nonsense.
Aaron, you will gather your men and inspect the bowels of the tower. I want to know the truth.
But father, if the elves are spying on us, wouldn't it be better to focus on...
Don't meddle in diplomacy. I'll make sure to summon the elf ambassador, and if they are watching us, he will answer for this betrayal.
If you say so, father.
And so you managed to get hold of the plans of Arkanash. Have you given them to the elves? Well, anyway, Querberus was the only one able to decipher them.
No. I still had stuff to do inside your walls before returning to the World Tree. I heard that access to the heart of the tree, the bridge, was protected by a tamper-proof lock, and that you keep the only key in your apartments. So I said to myself, hey, Rakash, if you hope to reach the heart of the World Tree, you'll need this key. Go visit this governor, and try not to dirty the carpets too much. Well, while I stuck up on throwing knives, I'll ask Ozcan how to enter the freaking fortress that is Governor Barrowman's apartment.
Hey, look who's here.
And so, I'm off to Lord Barrowman's place.
What? Did you spill some brains, or have you just got a death wish? You want to turn up at the big boss's place just like that?
Well, I would have announced my visit with a hunting horn, but I left it in my other pants.
Listen, friend, if you really want to go there, I might just know how to get you inside. I'll explain, if you just be so kind as to bring me back a small souvenir in exchange.
You wouldn't know how to get to the heart of the tree by any chance, because it would save me time.
No. If I knew that, I would already have sold it myself. The heart of the tree. Well, just reach right in the tree and grab it, old son.
Well then, okay, I'll see if I can find what you want. Spit it out.
I know that Barrowman has a secret room in his apartment, and I'd like to know what it's used for or what's inside. For someone like me, that kind of information is worth big money.
Hey, finding secret rooms is what I do.
Listen, every day, Barrowman gets a delivery of huge chests containing his clean clothes, food from his personal reserve, and documents that he has brought up from the library. All you have to do is to get inside one of the chests and be delivered to his home.
What do I look like? Pastrami? Then again, I got nothing to lose. What is it you need me to get?
I don't know. Anything that looks expensive. I've never set foot inside the governor's place, but there must be plenty.
Okay, I'll see. Will that be all, my prince?
No, there's a guy, Owain, the foreman of the reinforcement works, a crook at heart, like you and me, except that all of a sudden, the guy wants to go straight. He had a vision. You know the type. Anyway, I don't know what's bitten him, but he threatened to inform on some of my guys if I didn't leave him alone.
I get the feeling that a friend of yours is going to have an accident.
Yes, but more than that, I want to make an example of him. Something that says, when you do business with Ozcan, it's for life or death. Bring his body back to me, and I'll arrange a small show in public.
Damn, transporting a corpse. This is going to cost you, buddy. I hope it's worth it. Sitting up to your ass in water all day long.
Don't worry about that.
This game has really long, cinematic cutscenes, and I love that. I kind of forgot that I like that in games until I started playing this game. I feel like most games don't really have that anymore. I remember playing games like Kingdom Hearts when I was really young, and that game's cutscenes were dramatic, and they were just great. They were great supplements to the actual game. And when I'm playing this game, I find myself wanting to get through the mission just so I can get to that next cinematic, that next cutscene, and find out what happens. And I feel like you miss out on that when you play a game that doesn't have cinematic cutscenes.
First step. Reach the docks where the governor's chests leave.
Alright, so now we get into the actual gameplay of the game. Obviously, it's a stealth-based game, so you want to stay in the shadows and remain undetected as much as possible. And on most missions, you actually get a bonus to your reward if you're able to be undetected. However, if you want to engage in combat, you can, but it's not the best idea. Pretty much everybody that you encounter can easily overpower you, which means that you have to parry attacks, and certain enemies, you'll have to parry their attacks a certain amount of times before you can go in for the kill. Sneaking through some of the areas in this game actually proved to be very, very challenging, to the point where I actually rage quit playing the game like twice. However, I figured out what I think is like a pro strat, and you can heavily abuse this mechanic of creating a clone, and you can get them to detect your clone on purpose, and then you can run your clone somewhere over where you want all the guards to be, which will create a clear path for you to take. And when I figured out that you can summon the clone without any cost to your Amber, I pretty much started doing that like at all times, whenever I had the chance. Which, by the way, Amber is basically what you use to do your abilities. You can turn invisible, you can use Amber Vision, or you can create a clone to distract enemies with. Amber comes from the magical tree, and the character that you play, Styx, is actually addicted to the Amber, which I'm pretty sure ties into why he wants to take the heart of the tree, but I'm not 100% sure on what he plans to do with the heart. There's little collectibles that you can get throughout every mission, which are these like little coins, and it'll tell you how many of them you have to collect, and if you collect all of them, you get a bonus. And of course, like with every stealth game, NPCs are really stupid, and you can activate like doors and activate these different things, and nobody will question how that just happened, like how that door opened on its own, things like that. Kind of comical. You come to expect it with most stealth games.
No!
Somebody should definitely notice that that just opened.
Hey, you'll never guess what I found in the old boy's place the other night. A secret passage.
What? Have you gone crazy?
I swear, it's true. I was cleaning the books, I moved one, and it unlocked a secret door.
Who'd have thought it? What lay behind? Treasure? A torture chamber?
No, just an office.
Office? Doesn't he have enough as it is? The other offices aren't good enough for him. Is that it?
Shh, someone could hear us.
So, nice and comfy, are we? Come on, off to work and be quick about it. Well, let's visit this secret office. The key has to be there. It was quite comfortable on this trip after all. And here I am, right in the apartments of the dear governor. Now I just need to find the key, and I'll be a contented little old
I
rag.
also love the way that people in the game actually interact with each other. Like little things like that where you hear those two people talking about the secret passageway and how you have to activate a book on a bookshelf to enter it. That's actually how you get into the secret passageway. And so little things like that tell you what to look for. And it also, that scene was really good because it also introduced that knight, which is obviously more armored and a little bit more intimidating than others. Which, I mean, you can see by how he deals with me. However, as soon as the game introduces a very difficult enemy to deal with, they also introduce a new mechanic that will allow you to deal with the enemy, which is really cool. And here we are finally at the secret room talked about at the beginning of this mission. We had to pass a puzzle, which was really cool.
Hey,
I like this game's puzzles, although they're pretty difficult.
It's information on Ozcan. Apparently Barrowman has his eye on him. It looks like they've uncovered one of his hiding places in the docks. I better warn him. I wouldn't want him to rot in the jails of Atrium. Well, not while he's still useful.
So yeah, basically you had to walk on the correct tiles to navigate down the hall, and if you even barely touched the wrong tile, spikes would come out of the wall and instantly kill you, and you couldn't dodge it, and you'd have to start all over. It was frustrating because Styx has clumsy feet. We'll blame it on him, not me. I was perfect. Totally perfect.
Almighty Rakash. All these pipes. I can hear things. Don't tell me. Can't be true. Barrowman can spy on the whole tower with this system? Ozcan won't like this, but I love it. Although it's brilliant, I must admit. Another one of Querberus's inventions?
I mean, do I need to say anything? Brass pipes that help you eavesdrop on an entire city? It's pretty cool. Pretty cool idea. Going back to what I said earlier, here's another great example of how NPCs are just really, really dumb in weird ways. Like, they're smart in some ways, but they're also really stupid in other ways. And it's kind of inconsistent, but I don't take away from the game for that. That's kind of an issue with all stealth-based games. But you guys will notice I got out of this situation pretty easily because I used my clone, which I can do for free without having to actually run out of amber. So, it's pretty awesome. I also like the comments that Styx makes about the world and the stuff that he's doing while you're playing as him in the game. I'm a big fan of having voice player characters, and I think that this game does it really good.
Oh, look at that. His most precious treasure was his dear departed wifey.
Is someone there or
No, I'll be happy to discover that his beloved has gone off with another guy.
So this is basically the end of the mission, and this part in particular for this mission was probably the hardest part of the game so far. I had to try it over and over and over again, like dozens of times, until I finally dealt with all the guards and either distracted them or killed them, and I was able to complete the bonus objective for this mission, which was to carry this stupid guy's body back to the sewers for Ozcan. But all in all, it was a great mission. It was a great game. I'd probably give it like an 8 out of 10.
That's not possible. You weren't able to enter the high quarters, and even less my apartments. You're lying. You never went further than where my men captured you. I don't know what your game is, but it doesn't wash.
You're right. I didn't enter your home. Just like I didn't find the secret passage next to your bed.
What, you? All right. Suppose that you have the key. What did you do with it? My men didn't find it on you?
Don't worry about that. I gave it to someone to keep it safe.
Dirty scum! You... Could it be? I must be sure. Aaron, take my place. Finish this interrogation.
You may well scare my father with this story of a key. True or not, I know a sure way to prevent anyone from reaching the heart of the tree. Guards! Listen to me. I order you to destroy the bridge that leads to the heart of the tree.
Ah, curse you! Do you have any idea what that would mean?
A simple preventative measure. And then I'm sure that you'll provide me with a good reason to break this alliance with the elves.
You're not quite as stupid as you look. It's obvious that this alliance couldn't last. But you can't shut away a tree in a tower. Sooner or later, nature reasserts itself.
By all the demons, if you don't tell me right now what the elves are up to, I swear that the torturer won't have to bother himself with ripping your limbs off. What was the next part of your plan? Who was this friend you wanted to free?
I went to release an ally. Someone vital to my plan. Who you are holding prisoner.
What? Who are you talking about? No one has ever escaped.
Oh. You haven't worked it out yet? I'm talking about the prisoner in Cell 5, of course.
Cell 5? What's that supposed to mean? It's...
Hey, Rakash. One last effort. Someone in Cell 5 is longing to be free. It's time you gave him your regards. Yeah, now it's coming back to me. At least I think I got to free my friend. I need to free him, yeah. I need him to get to the heart of the tree. But first, I must tell Ozcan that Barrowman is on to him.
Hey, Styx. So, did you manage to find Barrowman's secret room?
Yes, it's his personal office, and bad news. He's keeping track of you.
Don't you worry. It's been a while since I had old Barrowman running in circles. But he's got nothing on me.
Oh, you are sadly mistaken. He's found one of your hiding places.
The one on the docks? Yes, I know. It's a false trail that I left for him. Blind as I am, I wouldn't survive 2 days in this chaos if I didn't have a bit of brains.
Always one step ahead, huh? And here I was worried about you. You should know that in his secret room, there's a system that allows him to listen to all the atrium. Probably built it to listen to you.
What, are you shitting me? And to think that some said that I was too careful. At least I'm not rotting in some dungeon. There's some good to be said for the sewers, don't you think?
We got lucky, you mean?
In any case, this information is priceless. If I can do something for you, just ask.
As it happens, I'd like you to help me to go somewhere.
So, my friend, where are you off to this time?
In prison.
What? In prison? It's a bit like stepping into the lion's den, wouldn't you say?
When I step into a lion's den, it's to fuck a lion. Now, I got someone to free.
Oh, well, it's very honorable of you. Be careful all the same. This is not any old prison. Life expectancy is short, and nobody ever returns. You're sure he's still in one piece, your friend?
I'm certain of it. He's in Cell 5. If anyone can survive in there, it's him.
Oh, yeah? And who is he? Do I know him?
It's... damn, this headache. It makes me want to whack myself. And not in a good way. Man, I could really use some amber. But I can't stop now, can I?
Listen, if you go in there, you'll see they have laboratory equipment, the best there is. If you could find me a bulb condenser.
A what? You got a problem with your bulbs? Man, that's harsh. Try putting a little cream on them. Works for me.
A bulb condenser. It's a piece of alchemist's equipment used in distillation. It's made of glass, very fragile, very rare, and worth a fortune.
Bulbs made of glass. Worth a fortune. Yeah. I knew that.
However, if you bring it back to me in bits, I'll pay you nothing.
I'm no novice. Good. Let's go to prison. They're expecting me.
Bro, am I the only one who really wants to know what happens next? Guys, if you want to know what happens next in this game, hit the like button and let me know down in the comment section, and I would love to put more Styx content up on the YouTube channel. I do have the recorded streams of the missions before this one, like the first 2 missions in the game, so I can post those, and you guys will be totally caught up. Y'all just let me know what you want. If this video gets 5 likes, I will post all of the gameplay I have for this game, and I'll beat it, and we can beat it together. You guys have a good day. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.